Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Sunday, 16th of October, 14th of Tishrei, Erev Sukkot. One law that I want to tell you before we begin here on laws that you're going to need to know for Sukkot is that let's talk about the Esrog and the Lulav, final setup of them. Of course, it's going to be three Hadassim on the right. We've discussed this. Two Aravos on the left, the green spine of the Lulav facing you, and the Esrog in the other hand, but held all together when you do the mitzvah. And we've discussed the particulars on that. What I wanted to add to you today is this. Mitzvahs are always supposed to be made beautiful. Like you'll spend a lot of money on your tefillin. You spend a lot of money on your esrog and lulav, and they're supposed to be beautiful. And you can get a beautiful container for them. And I recommend a good solid container to hold your lulav, so the point, which is very delicate, can be well taken care of. And I'll recommend good cases for your tefillin, and a good beautiful bag for your tefillin. And that's all beautifying the mitzvah, the extras in the mitzvah, etc. But the main point of today's halacha is you can't get creative. You can't dress up your lulav and esrog and the four species with extra species put in there. That would be considered bal tosif, or adding on to the mitzvah, and it's inappropriate. I'll veer off for a second just to give you an example. There's four compartments in your tefillin shel rosh. If you decided to add a fifth compartment and said, ani mamin is so important, I just want to put ani mamin in that fifth compartment, not appropriate. God told us to have four compartments in our tefillin. The rabbis explain this to us, and they tell us what goes in those four compartments, and that's it, nothing else. It's considered adding to the mitzvah. It even applies to sukkahs. If a guy decided on Shmini Atzeres to sit in the sukkah in a way that acted as like it was drizzling, and he said, I want to go out there and fulfill the mitzvah sukkah, well, not on Shmini Atzeres. We do recommend eating in the sukkah on Shmini Atzeres if it's nice and comfortable, but you can't add to the mitzvah and add another day on to sukkahs, and you can't make the bracha in your sukkah on Shmini Atzeres. You can't add on to mitzvahs at all, so you can't pop a little beautiful flower onto the side of your lulav and esrog. When you bind your lulav and esrog, you should bind them most common. There are different customs, but most commonly we bind them with something that is made of lulav pieces. So there's just four species involved in your four species there. No extra rose stuck in, no pink ribbon to represent something or other. It's just four species and not five. And that's not a joke. Otherwise, you'd be guilty of a sin of adding on to the mitzvah, just like you can't add on to your tefillin. You can't extend the holiday by adding on a day or whatever. You can't add something to the four species of lulav and esrog, hadassim and aravos. That's today's halacha. I hope you have a fantastic yontiv. Do look in here on Chol Hamoed. We expect and hope to have halachas for you on Chol Hamoed also. So